Hello, this is Ronnie from Sol Studium. I received a question regarding fear and if there are any practical solutions which one can apply when one is to perform or stand in front of an audience. Well, fear is a very big issue. It's a very big chapter in all of this, um, in all of life, and also in my own coaching and what I do. Um, when I had problems with my own voice, I developed a very strong fear. And this fear um, was such that I was very much afraid of going on stage. And I was afraid that I would not remember what to do, what to say, what to sing, rhythms, words, music would be wrong. And these fears, I fed them constantly, so they didn't go away, they just became worse. Until one day when I was about to go on stage, and I realized that if I'm afraid all the time of forgetting the words, of not knowing the music, of some other thing, I've practiced the music. I've rehearsed the text. I knew it. I knew it by heart. I knew it well. So this fear was completely unfounded, but it was still there. And now I realize that if I'm with this fear all the time, then nothing what I do on stage, nothing what I say, nothing what I sing, none of my actions matter because I'm not present behind them. I'm not present behind my words nor behind my actions. So in this moment, I developed a mantra of sorts. Allow me to be present, to exist in the now. And this was what I started to repeat to myself every time when I was going to go on stage. And slowly but surely, my fear started to go away. It was very deep set. It took a while, but as I said, I realized that nothing that I say or do matters because I'm not behind it if I'm with my fear. As such, I realized that fear of this type that I was facing existed in the future. So I was constantly living in the future the whole time, which can be kind of likened to this, that I'm running in front of a train all the time. And, like this scared animal who is running in front of a car cannot also see a way to go to the side. I too was just running on the tracks and not seeing the way out. This is how fear works. It's this train and it's coming and it's coming, and we know that it's going to hit us. And this is a horrible existence. Still, this is how most people live. And this is not a exaggeration. It's how it is. We have a population which is more traumatized than ever in history. And fear runs rampant in our hearts, in our minds, all around us. My realization was that if I am present, if I am within my body, when I do something, when I say something, when I sing something, then I cannot exist in the future. I cannot run in front of my own train. I have to be present. And in this present moment, this fear doesn't exist. There is both future and past in the present. But this fear that I had projected for myself was future based, if one can say like that. It came from what if I don't, what if I it's the same thing. If you're going in front of an audience, you can think that, what if I forget the words, what if I do wrong, what if they don't like me, what if these are all fears projected through a possible future. And we feed this possible future by feeding our fears. It's more likely to happen. And quite often it happens because we feed it. So we are self-destructive in this sense. I mentioned just briefly the past also. Other fears can exist in the past. Like, for instance, I used to be so good, or they really liked me last time. What if I don't now manage? These kind of things. So fear usually comes from, I would say, almost all the time, from future and past. It doesn't exist in the present. So my first advice to anybody who wants to be on stage, or who has to perform in front of others, or do something in front of an audience, work to be self-aware in the now. Work to be present within your own body. Now, this is hard work, and it feels perhaps silly. And why do I need to work to be present? I'm present. I'm here now. But it is not so. We constantly live in the past or in the future. We stress about the next day. We worry about work, about money, all kinds of things. We spend very little of our time existing in the present. And this is very tragic. But also how it is. And when I coach self-awareness, a big part of this is learning to be present within our own body, because only then can we experience what is happening within our body, what is happening around us, what is happening with our voice, what is happening in the functions within our body. And this, in my opinion, is the only way also to learn something, to experience it. So a teacher, a coach needs to make it possible for you to experience things within your own body. Now, the issue of fear is, as is understood, a very big issue, and it's a very big obstacle for our lives, no matter what we do. Our lives are much too often controlled by fears. To give practical solutions, what to do, well, one thing is, of course, my own mantra: allow me to be present, to exist in the now. Repeat this to yourself before going on stage, and strive to follow what you are. This, in a sense, promise to yourself to not give in to fear. To breathe, to be open to the universe, and to not give in to fear. This video is already very long, and this issue is, as I said, very big. So it's not possible to cure such things just like that. But the nature of fear is one of, how to say, unconsciousness. We are not aware of it. When we become aware of it, we can start to do something about it. So work to be self-aware. And you will find that fear does not have the same kind of grip over you as it used to.